Hello everyone and welcome to the midweek video. Today I made a shirt, but it's a bit different than usual because I started from a very different point than usual. So what I did is basically I started with the detail piece rather than the shirt. Here's basically why. So I had an idea for a shirt that was like a flower cutout shirt. So basically I had a big flower in the center that was a cutout from the actual shirt. And when I wanted to do this last week already, I quickly noticed that if I use my full body suit, it doesn't really work because the full body suit is relatively clearly defined and doing the cutout wouldn't necessarily work. I would have to do a lot of editing to an already finished product. Basically, I would have needed about an hour alone to actually detail the full body suit to have the correct cutout that is not distorted or moved in any way. So I thought about it and I decided I'm going to do this basically bottom up or top up. Bottom up. So I started with the actual cutout. As you can see, I designed the cutout. The base is a tube that I then made into a flat object, as you could see in the very beginning, and I extruded all the square edges, or all the edges pointing to the center, and I used the newly edited cuts to just make the flower cutout thing. The whole thing is symmetrical on the x-axis, so I can work on both sides at the same time. My bad. And yeah, it gave me a bit of trouble actually working around the breast because it is very round, obviously. Yay. And I had trouble actually fitting this around the shape without too much clipping. A bit of clipping would be fine because I already intended to thicken this piece. This is basically, the cutout is basically also an edge, a hem of the shirt. And at this point I noticed that the whole thing wasn't completely perfectly in the center. I forgot to do this in the very beginning, but I can still like edit this relatively simple. So I centered it on the right axis and then finished basically setting the cutout around the body before I went on with the next step, which would be thickening the whole thing and then adding a few lines to it just to make sure that the thing doesn't deform too much. It doesn't fall into itself. And yeah, I was surprised that the thing actually just worked like that without major hiccups, without deforming or without any tossing, so to say. And the next part was actually to make the shirt, and I had the idea to make the shirt around this. I originally thought I was gonna make the shirt from the front and then basically just close it around the back, but I decided I'm going to start with the back instead and work from there and fix it around the back and then fold it more or less around the front. So after cutting out the arms, I went and fitted it to the body relatively tightly, and then I started fitting the shirt with the extrusion tool around the body and between the cutout. So Basically everything inside with the big rings is clear. There's no fabric there. I could actually make fabric inside and hide it, or make it lace or anything if I wanted to, but for this specific design I had in mind, they were just like empty, so I left them as is. Yeah, and then I basically used the extrusion tool mainly to pull out the points so that I would have a fitting form around the, or that would cover the body, or at least the part of the body that I wanted it to cover. Yeah, you can see the final thing at the very end, and you can see the final product at the side there. So yeah, springing back and forth, I also thought about, do I want sleeves or not, and I decided I'm gonna do some sleeves. So I finished closed the shoulder here, and then I extruded the whole thing to yeah, fit around the arm, so that I would have a sleeve. Again, this is relatively tight. This is supposed to be relatively tight around the body and not too much, but yeah, extruding the sleeve was actually, I think, one of the easiest part in this. The main focus of this, or the main idea for this, was to like try to reverse build the whole thing, starting from the ornament that is like the centerpiece, and then work the shirt around it instead of the other way around, which would have been to make the shirt and then cut out the flower, which again wouldn't have really worked with this. So yeah, this is the surprising thing was that this worked relatively well. I didn't actually expect this to work quite this good and be quite this fast. It took about, I think, an hour and 50 minutes, 17 minutes, something like that. So the whole thing is was relatively quickly to be finished. Okay, so far for this. And while I finish this, in other news, I found an artist that will... No, okay, let's start. I still have the idea of making a human model. I played around with a lot of different things over the time. You know, you've seen, I think, most or all of the videos. Or you've seen all of the stuff that I tried out. And one of the things that really worked, for example, with the horse, was the tracing over already existing art. So I asked a friend who is an artist to help me out and basically just get me or draw me some reference that I can then trace over. So one of the next weeks I will start with that project and try to make another human model with tracing. I thought about, like, I had the start with the human with the AI renders, and while AI is a tool, it is definitely not the best tool, definitely not the tool I want to use for this specific thing. So I decided I'm actually gonna get help from a real human artist to help me get a few sketches that I can, yeah, trace over, like similar to the horse I made. So yeah, this is something that you will see in the future. Also, for the final render, I saw that the hair is not rigged properly. You can see this in the final render. So guess what? On the weekend, I will do another hair rigging video. That's it basically for this video, and for the next time I will do the human model, I will do the hair rigging, I will do a lot of rigging, I'll also do more animations. So yeah, we'll see what the future brings. This is it for this week. Oh, for the week mostly. And yeah, thanks for watching. Stay healthy, stay safe. I'll see you guys around.